posting this. I'm about to hurt myself trying.
I'd be shocked if anyone actually came. I said I just do it because I find it soothing.
Okay, have fun. I like the purple and the blue.
Thank you. I said don't hurt yourself and good luck on your commission. Knowing viewers that you're going live. It's good. Well, people can stop on by. Hello. Welcome stream. Just waiting for a couple seconds here. Let people get in. Make sure my camera's where I want it here. That's a little too zoomed in, so let's fix that. There we go. There we go. Alright, okay. There we go. That's better. Hello everyone who's coming in or stopping by. If any of you have a question, feel free to put it in chat. Try and see it and we'll get that question answered. Or if you're just stopping by, thank you for stopping by and hello to all of y'all. So just getting everything finalized here, setting up something in the background for myself. On there we go. All good. All right. Let's get this going now. Well, so as you can see, I have some Votann here I've been working on, and as well as some Termagants here. Got this guy finally done. He's going to be getting some base today, some base technical paint. But I also realized I was close with this Votann almost being done, so I'm just going to quickly finish him off here. This is a Berserker. As you can see, I still got to get a little more tone onto his skin, and I want to differentiate the belt here from his little leather pouch, or knee pads? I'm never sure what to quite call these things that he has right here on his leg. I don't know if those are like knee pads or what. Hello, welcome everyone. If you like I said, anyone who's here, stopping by, or just interested in the stream, please, if you have any questions, feel free to post them. I'll try my best to get to them. Or if you just have questions in general, I do my best to answer. I'm not the biggest Warhammer nerd in terms of I know the backstories of every little thing, but I try my best. So, if you have any questions, feel free. For right now, though, I think we're going to start tackling this belt and his gloves. Yeah, let's do that. So, what I like to use is a wonderful speed paint as soon as I can find it. Nope. I like Satchel Brown for a nice dark brown. Like I said, that's why I did his boots in. You can see that's a nice darker brown there. And to give a little contrast to that, I'm going to do his gloves and belt in a lighter brown, which is what the contrast speed paint snake leather is. And the reason I do that is just because I want to, I just want to show that they are kind of different types of leather. Because I figure if you're going to put, the leather you would use for your boots and your pants would be different than maybe leather for a belt. So that's why I do a little bit different types of coloring for that. Oh, if any of you also know anyone who might be interested in the streams, feel free to share. So yeah, we're going to do the belt in the stink bite leather. And I'm thinking the gloves might be in the satchel brown. I gotta think about that. But I'm definitely doing stink bite leather for the belt. So let's get that going, shall we? Hello, hello. So how's everyone doing? Excited for the holidays? Getting near Christmas. Very exciting. Anyone get anything good? If you're also wondering why this model looks a little weird as far as being put together, is I got this model from a friend, pre-built already, so I didn't put it all together. But, he was nice enough to send it, and basically for free, and that's always a good thing if you have a friend like that, so I'm not going to critique. Besides, he said it was tricky, so I believe him. He's been in this hobby longer than me, so. What about any of you? How'd you get in the hobby? Friend? Saw it on TV, maybe? TikTok? Even. Or you're just curious about it? Like I said, if you have any of these questions, please feel free. I'm not the biggest lore junkie, but I know a thing or two. I even still have a favorite Space Marine chapter, even though I'll probably never play Space Marine. Because I see them everywhere. And I like to go against the grain a little bit. Do my own thing. Yeah, getting that belt. That looks nice. So you can really tell the difference in brown between the Stinkbite leather, which is what the belt here is painted in, and the satchel brown from Army Painter. That's what the boots are in. Like, you can just see the difference of that color, and like I said, that's why I like to use it. Use both of them to differentiate between like the leather maybe used on the belt versus what's on the boots and stuff like that. That's like it. For that reason. Alright. Now, anytime you're using contrast or speed paint, white is your best friend. Gray is not bad, but do expect some very dark colors. And then black, well, you ain't gonna have luck. Unless it's a black speed paint, then you might have luck. But yeah, you ain't gonna have much luck otherwise. So, just how that goes. Yeah, I'm excited for the holidays. Gonna spend some time with my family. Have a nice meal. It's always good. Christmas dinner. Oh, so delicious. What about all of you? What about all of you? What do you guys have for Christmas? Any standard dinners, maybe? Like I said, mine always have a nice honey ham. Oh, so good. Okay. I think that does it for that. So, how lovely. That clean my brush. Always clean your brushes. Good. Mm-hmm. Do, 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 do. Interesting. Okay. There we go. Clean my brush. Anyone have a favorite army? Got you into that army. I just like Votann because I've always been a fan of dwarves. Dwarves are cool in my eyes, and I've always liked them. And I'm going to get some Central Brown here. I always remember shake your paints. This isn't just an army painter thing, always shake them. Boop. We don't need many drops. A couple. If I have any extra paint, I'll find something to do with it. One of my favorite brushes. Very good. Very lengthy. Let's get these gloves here. Nice little soaking. Now, if there's anything I go over that I am like, oop, on, I'll just go back over it with white or something of similar coloring, and then just use the speed paint to give it a shade. Go. Oh, it's gonna look real nice when it dries. Got a little bit on the skin, I think, but that's okay. And I think that is good. So let's get the other glove now. Fresh paint on my brush here. And then if you have a favorite paint brand, perhaps? I like the Army Painter for value. It's good value for what you get. Plus, they also have a lot of paint set boxes that you come with and purchase for yourself. Like, I have a friend. He purchased the John Blanche speed paint from Army Paint. Not speed paint. I'm sorry, Army Painter set, and he loves it. If you don't know who John Blanche is, he did a lot of early artwork for Warhammer, a lot of the grimdark, like early edition stuff. It's not my cup of tea. My friend likes the grimdark art style a bit more than I do, but I also do appreciate its style still, though. Just because it's not for me, don't mean it's bad. Always remember, people, you don't be holding your breath here when painting. Make your hands shake worse. And you don't want that. Oh, dang. A little bit on flusher. It's okay. We'll go over it. It's not such a dark color that I can't go over it and be alright. Just get a little nook of this glove that I can get here. I believe I've just about missed this corner. No, I'm a perfectionist, people, when it comes to this. You don't have to be as detailed as I'm being. But that's just me as a person. There we go. And there, his gloves are all done. Now, what I'm going to do to this axe handle is going to help. A little paint on myself. Is going to help differentiate it from the gloves. What I'm going to do is give the axe handle a light dry brush to lighten it up a little bit. So I want to make the axe handle look a little more worn down. I probably should have gone with the same leather I used on the belt, but I didn't think about it when I painted it, but that's okay. Happy accident, people. Like Bob Ross used to say. So, just fix it up real fast here. So I'm gonna wipe off, clean this brush, make sure it's nice and dry, because we will probably come back here to using this lovely brush. Now I want to use this Catachan Flash. I don't think that's the right brown. Let's see. Oh god. Needs a shank, that's what it needs. Oh, where's this the right brown? No, it's Balthasar Gold. How is that gold? Swear to gosh, GW and its naming. Balthasar Gold, yet looks more bronze. How is that gold? Is this what I want? Let's test. Never sure about a color, just put it on your palette a little bit and see. Yeah, that's the color I want. I'm not sure how that's flesh, but sure. I don't question that. Let's just give it a light dry brush here. Now this isn't technically a brush you would use for a dry brush, but I don't need the big old dry brushes right now. I just need something to do some light work. Like it is doing. Make sure also I'm just getting it on the handle, not the gloves. You can see a little slight difference there starting to form, which is always nice. That said, though, we do need to get more depth on my man's skin tone here. I'll give that a little bit better of a dry brush here with an actual dry brush. So let's clean this brush off. Again, I still don't see how this is a flesh color, which is what I find funny. Yeah, Catachan Flesh. Yeah, it looks really, really dark for flesh, but okay. Sure. I'll say it's flesh GW. So just giving this a light dry brush here, because I want to make this just like a little lighter. I want to show the wear on the axe handle, really highlight those inner cracks too. Yeah, that looked good. That looked real good. And that's at the two, that just helps brighten it, make a little differential between the axe handle and the gloves, which are not. They might get a light dry brush, they might not. We'll see on that one. Go. Go. If you're all enjoying the stream, make sure you leave a like as well. Share, like, all that good stuff. If you're not, well, understandable, you don't have to. And I'm sorry it's not enjoyable to you. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that looks nice. I really like that. Like I said, just differentiates that handle a little bit, make it a little more worn. Clean off that brush, nice. Okay, now we need to do the flesh. This is why I did make sure to dry off this guy really good. Now this is where I think Speed Paint has an amazing flesh tone. It is called Peachy Flesh, and oh, it's such a fantastic color. Goes on real smooth, gives the fleshy look. So if you ever need a good flesh tone, can't recommend this enough. Oh, and send the bottle flying over my desk. Makes sense. So I'm just going to go over this because it's a little light in some areas here, and I want to darken that up. And also, I think I just missed some areas. So maybe lather it on here. Trying to avoid the parts that are obviously cybernetic. And if I need to, I can go over it too, because as you can guess, a peachy fleshy color is not too hard to go over with silver. Which sorry GW, sorry to say, I think Army Painter has some of the best looking, especially speed paint, silvers out there. It's actually just best metallics in general. They're really freaking good. Honestly, one of my favorite metallics, because for one, bronze and gold actually look like bronze and gold. Balthasar gold. That doesn't look like gold or bronze, but yeah. I don't know what GW was thinking with that. It's weird. They named it Balthasar Gold especially, and it's like, that don't look anything like gold. So getting a nice little deeper tone of color here. That's why I really loaded up the brush this time. Really let it seep into those cracks. Really give that tonage. There we go. If any of you have questions, please, I encourage posting a question or comment. I always want to hear from y'all. Clean the brush, because for right now that part is done. We might leave him alone here for right now, because I still got little other bits to do on him. But I think I want to start working on Octarius. He's a nice little breath of fresh air. Okay. Tyranids. Okay, so that needs its base. This is coming along, but there's still spots missing on them. These are something I pick at as we go. So let's start with these guys. Termagants. What are you missing here, Termy? Some pink. Oh, can't have that. Can't have that. A little bit of blue, and it looks like some red. Do some red then. Now again, I prefer Army Painter, but unfortunately I don't have the ability to buy any of the Army Painter Speed Paint Red that I really, really want to try. In fact, what's weird is there's a particular red that at the time when I looked it up, it might have changed. It was called Poppy Red. It would not let me buy that color individually. What I had to do was buy the color through a paint set. And I never figured out why that was. But, you know, I ain't in charge of the company. They do them. So I'll just get this covered in some ball reds to really dive it in there. Yeah, we'll thin it out a little. Okay. Right across my palette. I have to do my fists in red to really get this one to go on properly. We'll see. We'll see. I'll try ball red, see how this goes. Worst case, go over it in Mephiston red, and then use the ball reds more of like a shader element to it. Which is the nice thing about speed paints. They're so thin that if you mess up and you're like, I need to go over this in a different color, it is actually not hard at all to do so. Which is fantastic. Okay, there you go. Nice little red on them claws. Well, let's get them on the rest of them. Because a lot of them are missing this little bit of red. And I'm not sure why. Because it's a lovely red. And I don't know what I was thinking. Wait, so long putting this red on. Does anyone have a preference on what they like to prime in? Maybe something you'd like to post in the chat. We can discuss that. I personally like to prime in white. I'm a big fan of brighter colors. That's just my color palette choice, though. I cannot speak for all, and I don't intend to speak for all. Everyone is their own individual who likes their own colors. To think otherwise is a little goofy. Like I said earlier, I have a friend who likes John Blanche's work, and his paints are very dark in terms of color scheme. I think it's like purple, browns, blacks. Not my personal preference. Not saying no shame to them, of course. Everyone's got their preference. It's just not mine. I personally prefer the brighter colors. Okay. I think we got this red taken care of where it needs to be done on this guy. Now the red looks very dark because it's primed in a more gray tone. Like I said, I want to let this dry, kind of see what the claws look like at the end. If they need a coat of Mephiston Red to help bring them back up, I will. But like I said, we're just getting the coat down now, looking at it, seeing how it compares. If it's a little darker than the rest of the Lagoon or the rest of the squad, it's fine. Yeah, they're going to be a little darker, but that's okay. That is a-okay. There we go. Missing some right here. I don't know why I dropped the ball so bad. Now, if you get speed paint in an area you didn't mean to get to, again, that is okay. They're very easy to cover. They themselves don't cover well, especially if you have a color underneath it. In terms of that, I mean, as like, let's say you use a speed paint to try and cover a spot you didn't mean to have as red with a blue. It'll just kind of darken that blue area, and you can kind of tell that that was a mistake there. So generally that's why I still keep like a base color, is because worst case your speed paint can become more of just a shading element, but with the base color it will actually cover nicely, and then this way you won't have that issue of an area looking darker because it was accidentally red when it should have been blue. And I've admittedly done that way more than I'd like to admit. Way more. Oh my goodness, did I miss a speck of red on him? I have. I've missed a little bit of red on these claws. Oh no. Can I see it there? It's a little bit in the back. Yeah, right there. But picking away at this guy as we go, so he'll be done shortly too. I'm just trying to finish up my little bit of swarmy guys here because this I can focus on and take maybe 10 minutes. But because there's so many of these guys, each one takes about 3 minutes each, and with 6 of them, 3 times 6, you can, do the math from there, and it adds up. So right now I've got 3 of them done. Over here to the side, they're already got some base on them, except for one I need to still do. So we're just going to pick away at these guys today, I think. And I think the next aspect that needs a little loving. No, it's actually got shader in pink. Doesn't have the hue to it. I believe it does, but I might give that another coat. So I think it does. This one's missing a few specks of pink here and there. And a little bit of blue randomly, which is weird. Usually I'm better about that. So let's do a little bit of that blue, shall we? What I want is a very fine-tipped brush. I can get around the corners. Be very very precise. Which, to be honest, for that particular job, I like this guy. It's a very lengthy brush, but its tip is actually very good for getting just a little bit of paint where I need it to. So we're going to get this all shaken up here. We're going to drop a little bit, some more neat here. So we're going to drop it here. 1, 2, that should be enough. I think I did about 5 drops. Worst case, I got some bluest I'm going to do on these guys, the Votan. So if you can't tell, my favorite color is blue, which is never a bad thing to choose when it comes to a paint scheme. It's your favorite color. So if you want to choose a paint scheme and you're like, what color do I use? Think about what your favorite color is. It might not be a bad color to go with. Now, if your color is like black, I don't know how to help that. That would be... Well, I guess you could still work with black as a base color. Be a little tricky, but you could. This paint's still globbing up at the brush tip here. Should have thinned it just a little bit. Well, not thinned, but I should have get that excess off just a little bit. So what I'm going to do is do that, actually. I'm going to absorb the excess off the model. So that's what speed paint is good for, is absorbing excess. So we're going to do that. Still got a little bit, but it's not too bad. If you make a little mistake like that, there's no shame in that. It's okay to make a mistake. Once you're entering a painting competition, then obviously as precise as you can is always good, but I'm not doing that. So maybe someday I'll enter a painting competition, but I don't think I'm that good. If you think otherwise, please. Again, I'd appreciate any compliments. But I think by liking and sharing the stream, I would take as a compliment as well, because that means you think it's good enough to share. Which, again, I appreciate. And I'm also going to try today posting this on my TikTok when it's over with. Just in case someone couldn't make it. They could still see and be a part of what I did today. Oh, yeah, right there across the face. Nice. That's why, like I said, this precision comes in. I don't know why this brush is just so good at being precise like that, but it is. Oh, my nose. Apologies if you guys hear me with my congestion. Some serious apologies. It's that time of year. Sinuses. Just making sure I got all the blue down where I can here. So I got enough. Oh, missed a spot all around, actually, here. I got a little bit on the helmet of this Votan, which I might as well do real fast. Get that big area. I got a nice little bit of the claw. Still was missing. Here we go. I'm not too worried about it if I get it on the gray, because the gray, it won't be overwhelmed by the blue too easily. So worst case, it's just like a darker corner on the model. Like, see, got a little bit on there, but it's not too bad. I can cover it up, absorb that little excess, or like I said, I'll just go over it in gray again when I do my shading. So I need to fix up that little bit of metallic. I need to fix up that little bit of gray I did there anyway, so a little bit of touch-ups to do. That's okay. Rather go back and fix up little mistakes because that's not too hard for me than make the mistakes to begin with. Alright, blue, yes, still got a spot here on one of my Tyranids. I'll find it, but I know I got a spot. Where are ya? when you don't have little foot things painted. Oh, this one. What's the spot there? I'm not too worried about the pink. I can get that to cover up the blue. The base paint. There we go. Out a little bit, get that excess off. Like I said, always remember to take some breaths. Your painting will actually get worse if you're holding it. The breath, obviously, not the model. I'd be shocked if your paint got worse because you were holding the model. That'd actually be very unique. I'd like to see that if that was possible. Put the model on the floor and you're able to do a Mozart level masterpiece. You have it in your hand, it just goes all crazed. There we go. A little bit of blue still missing on the underarm here. It needs to be fixed. Hello, people. How are you today? Like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to post them. Or comment them, I should say. I'll be more than happy to answer them. Personal questions, that might be a little iffy. But, if you're curious about Warhammer, Gundam, actually, too. I'm quite knowledgeable about Gundam. Favorite anime when I was a kid. I got into Warhammer when I was a little older. Older than some. I think it was 8th edition. Oh, wipe that off real quick with my fingertip. Oh, dear. Well, dang, stream was just getting going, too. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to cut it a bit short today. My little one has gotten up, and he takes priority above everything. So, might come back in a minute, might not. Apologies, ladies and gentlemen, for this short stream. Hopefully next one could be a little bit longer. Like I said, though, my son takes priority, and he is unfortunately up. So, y'all have a good night.